Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Crypto on Fire, and today we're going to talk about my strategy for BUSDMachine 1, BUSDMachine 2, Duck Network, and FireBUSD. So, without keeping you guys waiting, let's get right into it. And mind you guys, I'm freestyling all of this because we're about to cover 4 different companies that intrigue me a lot, and they're like the new hype right now, these machines that you ROI off of, and I'm about to show you my strategy for ROIing on them, being the fact that I've lost money on them and I had to sit and do some extra math to make sure I profit off of these instead of losing, as I've been doing already. But I have been profiting off of them lately, so this is a video that you definitely want to go through and watch so I can show you how to profit too, and you can even add your own little strategy or technique to it once you see how I'm doing with it and I'm playing the game, because they call it a game and your object is to win and to get into these early. So you want to definitely hit the notifications, because I'm going to keep you guys up to date. So subscribe, like the video, and you'll definitely get all the info on all the newest, forms of these machines where you ROI, NFTs, IoTs, DeFi. Let's build an empire. And this is how I'm gonna do it, So first, let's connect our MetaMask so I can show you what's going on here. And this is just a MetaMask. If you do these guys, and this is word of advice to the other YouTubers who probably checking me out, like, yo, don't use your real MetaMask for these videos at all. Do not use it. They will find you, they will hack you. And a lot of the times, people they're calling in a hack, they're not even really being hacked. You and I, we can hack anybody. There's these websites where you can create a link and get access to a person's computer, and you send this link to them. If they click on it in a message, in their email, as a pop-up, and you click on it, they'll get full access to your computer. Yeah, that's how a lot of these people's stuff is getting stolen, which is really like the deepest thing. Like even with these big companies like Coinbase getting hacked, Crypto.com getting hacked, all of them pretty much got hacked. All of the crypto exchanges eventually. And all it takes is an employee to just click on a email that looks official. They click on the link in it, and then somebody just gets full access to Crypto.com inside like an employee. Like, it's that simple. It's not hard at all. Like the guy on one of the scammer channels, he shows how it's done all day. It's very, very easy to get access to someone's computer. All they have to do is just be slipping one day and just click on a link. But we'll get into that in another video. Now that my wallet is connected, let's see what's going on here. Alright, BUSDMachine 1 is at 114. About this bull right here, where everybody can only cash out 40K altogether. So the strategy for getting out of this right now, in my other real account, I put in 400, and I'm trying to get my money back. I've only got half my money back so far, because I've earned a lot of BUSDMachine over time and from staking, and then I waited for the unstake. So the way of getting out of this is that you have to either go to their Twitter, and they have a way for you to message them to get on a waiting list to transfer your BUSDMachine to BUSDMachine 2. So you go on their Twitter, you find that, or Discord, and yeah, I think it's Twitter. They don't have a Discord, or their Telegram, and they'll tell you how to apply for that. And there's a little bit of waiting list, but other than that, you want to go up here to contract, and you want to copy the contract, We want to take the contract over to, okay. Hold on. Here we go. We want to take it over to pancakeswap.finance. I told y'all this video is going to be freestyle. Connect the wallet, whatever. This is just a dummy wallet, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you want to come over, connect it to PancakeSwap. Then you want to go to trade. Rewind this video if you have to a couple times to do this. I've did this a few times already. You want to go here. That address that we just copied, you want to paste it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy it again. Let me see. Control V. Yeah, I gotta copy it again. But you copy that address that we originally took from here. You go to contract, it pops this up. You wanna copy this address. And before I go back over there, let me show you too. This is how much we have left in BUSDMachine 1. Just in case everybody's wondering how much funds are left for keep cashing out. This is how much left, but we'll go into that in a second when we come back. So yeah, go back to PancakeSwap, paste this address in, and it's gonna say BUSD MT, BUSDMachine, import, you know, unknown source, blah blah blah. You read all of this before. I understand. Import. And okay, this is price of it versus cake. So what we want to do is we want to go change it to BUSD. Oh, and it's at actually 6.13 right now. So you're gonna get 60% of your token back if you do it this way. So whatever amount of BUSDMachine you have here, like if I had 100 BUSDMachine here, I would go here to swap it. And this is your best case scenario for getting out, guys, because if you keep trying to do this sell crap and like quick draw McGraw, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to sell at all. I've tried several times. You gotta be like supercomputer. It doesn't work. So maybe that rumor about them having bots is true. Some of these guys out there, they get pretty technical with this and serious about like scamming these different DaPPs or whatever machines you want to call them. But yeah, this is the best way. So suppose you had 100. Let's put that in. Right now you would get, wait, the rate must have changed. That doesn't seem right. But yeah, I guess that's what it's at. Let's see something here. Refresh this page. BUSDMachine. Sometimes you need to do this too, so it's good that you need to go back and reset it for a second. See, look, it went down to 0.001. Like, this shit is crazy. But let's see. Put 100. And now it's saying some crazy, and it's like you're getting 1 cent for your 100 BUSDMachine. That is very, very weird what just happened. Live right now. So let's try to refresh it again. See what it's talking about. Try to go back. Guys, you may need to do this a few times, so it's actually good that this is happening live. Switched it back to BNB again, and it's still doing the same thing. That's weird. Alright guys, I'm gonna need to double check something real quick on my other computer. just to make sure this is happening. I'm gonna open my other laptop. But this is good that this is happening live though, because you can see what you gotta go through. Like, you're gonna need to play with this a few times and refresh it to this, because generally what I was gonna show you is like how you just saw a little while ago. You rewind the video. I had BUSDMachune up here, at BUSD down here that you want to trade it for, and there we go back again. Okay, it's 0.61, so maybe it was a quick little adjustment they were making. And then if you had 100 BUSDMachine, you would get back $46. It's supposed to be higher than this, but that's what it seems that you're getting back for right now, per the cost of, yeah. So you're gonna get a range once you keep refreshing and doing like how I did. You're gonna be in the range of that 50% range of getting what you have earned in BUSDMachine back. Other than that, you want to contact them, and you know, that's like playing the lottery too. And also, guys, to go back to this right here, now that y'all understand that, we have $474,173 left in there and 81 cents, and they're cashing out back here 40K a day. So it's simple math. Let's see, bring up the on-screen calculator for y'all just so you can see. And let's minimize this. We don't need that big. Bring it over here. Okay, this is what we had. So we're gonna put 475,000 just to round it off. Okay, calculator. Divided by 40,000. So this is how many days we have that they can keep cashing out 40K. So anybody in BUSDMachine, this is a warning as well as far as this strategy. So you might want to share this video with your friends so they can see. And when you go in here, this is the same thing with these numbers. Like, once Duck Network does the same thing, and it will do the same thing because it is off to the same contract that jams up and does this right here with that 40K cash out. That'll probably happen to Duck Network in about another week, within the next week, because you see how many sold per day there are right here. I'm guessing once this reaches close to $2, this will be like 40K a day for a little while. And you know, you go to the contract, same thing. This is how much they have in there that they allow people to cash out down to. You know, you can click on this and it shows that. Also, if you do this too, if you copy this address, let me show you another little trick. Copy this address, you go to your MetaMask, and you go down to import tokens, you paste. Now you have duck token. Add it, import token, go back. Now you got duck down there, BNB duck. I can add BUSDMachine, same thing. Click on the address from the contract. Go back to MetaMask, import token, paste, BUSDMachine, baby, import token. Yeah, this is another good thing to do too when you're swapping in PancakeSwap. Just add the token real quick so you can see, you know, so it goes through smoothly. The only downside is you can't swap the other direction. You can only swap the other direction with BUSDMachine. So like if I got a bunch of BUSD, I can swap it. Let me show you. Yeah, 100 BUSD is gonna buy me 157 BUSD machine. This would be a good strategy if like when they first started and you could do this. That way you could just transfer your BUSD into BUSD machine. But on the other ones, it seems to be a block on it. I just want to show you real quick little thing that I thought was interesting. Like when you do it with Duck Network, they have it blocked. So you can go here, you can add Duck, paste the address, import it. I understand, import, just like we did with BUSDMachine. And you know the price is like way off or some shit. But let me take this back to BUSD. And when you try to do this, you know, it gives you 1.8 duck. So something's way off and it's charging you $54 per duck. Yeah, so it does that on purpose for some reason, that they have it set in the contract to block that, to keep guys from outsmarting their thing and just going in here and, oh, it can just bypass this right here and just go straight to this. I mean, if one of you guys out there do figure out a way to make this rate fix and go back to the real world rate, like drop me a message at hitcryptoonfire@gmail.com. Yeah, the link should be in the description. But yeah, that would be a dope strategy to be able to bypass that. But once they watch this video, they're probably gonna block that too. But back to this. That's all the time you have to cash out, guys. 12 days, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next Friday, Saturday, this is gonna be done. But here's my strategy. Don't let that get you bummed out, guys, because failing is winning. You know, failing is winning, and you have to change your perspective every time you fail, because you have to look at it as a gain, because the next time you know what not to do. But one thing that I learned is don't ever put $400 into these. At the most I would put is maybe 200, but 100 is good, and you're gonna get pretty good returns off of that 100, because you're gonna be in, you know, you want to be in multiple of these. Like it could be in FireBUSD, you can be in Duck, you can be in BUSDMachine 2. But this is my strategy as far as like failing with BUSDMachine 1. It wasn't to get into BUSDMachine 2 right away, because you had to sit and wait and watch to see what this is really gonna do, you know. But it seems to be to last longer, and seems that it's going to last longer than BUSDMachine 1. So what you want to do is you want to save your BUSD machine that you're cashing out back to BUSD. That's my strategy right now, and I'm holding all of my BUSD tokens that I'm transferring out the way that I just showed y'all, and I'm holding in my MetaMask, and I'm waiting for Duck Network version 2. Makes sense, right, guys? Like, seems like a good strategy to me, because this is eventually going to crash like BUSDMachine 1. So wait for Duck Network 2. There most likely will be a part 2 where they copy the same address as BUSDMachine 2 right here, and basically, you know, yeah, this is doing pretty good right now at 1.36. Yeah, they're gonna copy this contract and apply it, and you'll most likely get Duck Network 2. Most likely we'll get FireBUSDMachine version 2. You know, even though they're doing something a little different, where they got, you know, you want to be in multiple of these. Like it could be in FireBUSD, you can be in BUSDMachine 2. But this is my strategy as far as like failing with BUSDMachine 1. So wait for Duck Network 2. And even though they're doing something a little different, where they got, NFTs and stuff coming, and they got a chart down here for you so you can see. And the craziest thing is, I was about to invest in this a couple days ago, and look at that jump. I think it's gonna jump even more, especially after this video, if people are getting in. And this one, it's gonna sustain a little longer. It's gonna last a little bit longer than Duck, maybe a couple weeks longer. But my time frame on Duck is probably based on how many people are selling out. I give it 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks before it starts to do that 40K jam up, and then it'll last probably for 3 weeks after that, based on the amount that's in the contract. This will definitely be higher. This will definitely be closer, probably to $1 million by then. And yeah, it'll take a little time for everybody to cash out. But another one of my predictions was that you can only cash out 40K so many times until, you know, this overall supply runs out. So this whole thing would still keep going. So my strategy was to just stay in it, but it doesn't seem to be getting any new investors. So this number has been like this since maybe about a week now. It's been at this number, so there's no new investors. So that's the only issue with that. That once this overall supply left in the contract empties out, this is pretty much gonna be done, and this will just be a dead site. But yeah, and soon this one will be too, in about a month or so. So yeah, get your money out of this right now. I had some in Duck. I put 100 in Duck, and right now it's making me $4 a day. I've got 50 bucks back in it so far because I staked some, and then I waited the 7-day period, and then that boosted me up some too. So I've cashed out about 50 bucks so far, especially with the price being where it's at. So I have about another 10 days left in Duck, because it's earning me about $5 a day, because this is earning you 4 over here, and when you cash out, comes out around to about $5. So that means I have 10 days till I ROI. And then I was saying to y'all that this is most likely gonna last another a week to 2 weeks until this jams up, and then 3 weeks after that, but it stays like jammed up until the overall supply is completely liquidated. Boy, yeah, that's my strategy for that. So I'll definitely get my $100 back that I put back in. And this is not the full strategy yet, guys, so you got to stay to the end of the video, because you have to see what this is doing. And if it takes too long to ROI, then it's not a good investment. That's why you want to get into them early. That's why you want to subscribe, click that notification bell, like the video, and I'm going to keep you guys up to date, because I've been talking about this with friends and families and giving this advice, and then I was just like, whoa, let me just start my own channel. I can get my message across, and then anytime I need to tell them as well, let me just shoot them the link, and they can watch the video, and I ain't got to waste my breath 50 times talking to them individually, trying to convince them to get into this stuff. And you know, guys, don't waste your time doing that, trying to convince people to gamble with their money, because that's basically what we're doing here. And we need a full-on strategy so it's no longer gambling, and that's coming at the end of the video. So FireBUSDMachune, this is a good one to still get into. Yeah, you're a little late, but you have to understand the consequences with this one, and that's why Duck is too late. I wouldn't get into this, because you only got a week left and you'll never ROI. Yeah, so every one of these you gotta be in early. This one you only have a week left, because it'll be in the dollar range probably by next week. definitely in 2 weeks. So you ran out of time for that, for this to ROI. That's your main focus, is your ROI and profit, and your quickest way to get your ROI back with these. So you want to definitely do your math. Like Duck Network, once there's a Duck Network 2, and if these are the same APRs, the first thing I'm going to do is get in right away. And the first thing you want to do is you want to stake for 2 weeks. I did it for 1 week, and it slowed down my ROI. So you want to stake for 2 weeks. So any earnings you get here, you want to claim once a day, bring it over here, and stake it for the higher APR, for the 6%. And if you do that for 2 weeks, you should ROI in 2 weeks. Versus what I did, I got half my ROI in 1 week, and I was cautious about it because I saw this going up too fast. So I learned my lesson on that, and I'll still get my ROI within the next 10 days, but I would have got it faster. I would have got it in 7 days if I just continued to just claim and stake and not cash out. But you know, we're learning, and I'm adjusting and taking my notes, and the next time around, waiting for version 2, which will probably come out in a few weeks. Waiting for version 2 of FireBUSD, which will probably come out in a few weeks, hopefully. Or other names of machines like this. You have to, you know, keep a lookout for those. That's why you want to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with Crypto on Fire, because I'm gonna keep you guys connected and show you my strategy and give you something a little bit different than the other YouTubers are giving you. And my perspective is definitely completely different, because they're not showing you these little tips and tricks that I am, as far as, because they're profiting hugely off of the referrals. So they can't really relate to you like how I can. I can relate because I'm not getting any referrals, and you know, I could abuse and use the referral system as well, but you know, I want to stay in tune with you guys from your perspective and giving it to you from that perspective on how to actually ROI on these and make some profit when it's hard as hell to get referrals. Like, it really is. Unless you got a bunch of buddies in the crypto, it's hard to get them referrals. Like, that is more than just putting a post up on your IG or your Facebook or Twitter, and you think you're gonna get a bunch of referrals, up to 5 referrals, like how they usually have on here, like over here in BUSDMachune 2. You think you're gonna get 5 referrals, and you think each one of them are gonna put in $100? Yeah, get real. So unless you're a YouTuber with at least a few thousand people watching you regularly, yeah, so those guys, they can't really relate to it. So maybe they need to just rewind for a second and look at the perspective of you guys versus their perspective. Like, oh, and then hyping up the video. Yeah, you can make all of this money, and that they're putting in the title, and you can't even make it because you're the regular guy. You don't have all those referrals. You're not getting the airdrop from the owner of these companies, how they are for making the videos, because they even give incentives for YouTubers at the bottom of these. This one doesn't have it here anymore, but I think it's still at the bottom of BUSDMachune. Yeah, YouTubers and influencers will be allocated 100 BMT tokens each for recording marketing content. YouTubers and influencers will give away a total of 500 BMT tokens prior to launch for receivers to stake as early access. So, you know, they're giving an incentive, but me, I don't know, maybe they will contact me. If you guys do, from BUSDMachine, Duck Network, FireBUSD, you know, hit cryptoonfire@gmail.com if you want to get in contact with me. But my videos are going to stay neutral and stay honest about these projects, as it seems you guys are doing as well, letting people know that these are experiments, and you know, we're really trying to make a machine that works. I also got some ideas myself that I can relate back to you if you want any little advice on how to make this machine work very well and last for years. I have some very good ideas on how to make this thing last for years, and it's not doing as you're doing with making this, that you can adjust this, because you want to keep this at that. And I know everybody's probably in shock. His opinion is to only let people cash out 40K. Yeah, you need to keep this at that. But I'm not gonna just give away free my other tip as to what you're doing wrong at the time. I'm not gonna give away that other tip. But from what my strategy is with this, but yeah, it's just all math and numbers and calculations, and there's even flaws in, you know, that little strategy that I have, you know, on paper of how this could work better. But yeah, definitely get at me if you want to know, if you want me to promote some of your videos. And my strategy, as far as, like, I told y'all about FireBUSD, the strategy with that, you know, if you can get in today, tomorrow, you're good, but, you know, don't risk it any further than tomorrow, because this only has about a week, 2 weeks left, and you'll never ROI in time. Before the jam up, especially this one. So try to cash out if you got into this, and start cashing out if you're in Duck Network. FireBUSD, you want to wait 2 weeks. You want to wait till you're in the dollar range. It's at 31 cents right now. Then start to cash out, and then build up your BUSD from cashing these, whatever you're in, out right now. And you want to play the patient game and wait for version 2 of this. Wait for version 2 of this. When version 2 of them comes out, the strategy is to do like this: get in early, you know, let some people know about it if you can. I wouldn't put my hopes up, but, you know, I don't. Many people as I let know about it, and they still don't sign up. But maybe it was a good thing that they didn't too, because I lost money, and you gotta wait out the strategies, you know. And I'm glad people that I told didn't get into it just yet, because, you know, you got to figure out the winning strategy, and the winning strategy is to get in early as possible. You know, anticipate that there's gonna be a version 2 of Duck and Fire, or other versions of it once. You know, but you got teams of people that are waiting around too, because just how like Duck jumped and FireBUSD, they jumped onto this strategy, and then they messed up, and they're like, oh man, you know, could you imagine, like, you opened up Duck Network, and then 2 days later BUSD version 2, because this one failed 2 days later, and then you just started something that that just failed 2 days later. Now you're just going through the process, waiting it out. So yeah, maybe version 2 of this will come sooner or later, so start to cash out and stack your BUSD, guys. Yeah, so we're going to get in early. You know, now's a good time for people to start cashing out of this. I wouldn't wait for $2 if I was in this. This has been around as long as FireBUSD has been around. They came around on the same day, I think. And you could go to their chart. Actually, this has been around a little bit longer, but I think they came around the 28th. Yeah, I think this opened on the 28th. Yeah, it opened January 28th. So it's been around. It's been around 11 days. Today's the 11th day. So you know how long you have in these guys. So if you put $100 in here, then you brought it over and you staked. Let's see how much time it's going to take for you to. Let me show you the strategy real quick. Okay, put $100 in here. Now you're not getting any referrals and none of that crap, so we're going from our perspective is just getting in as the average guy, you know. And the thing is too is if you put $100 in, whatever you put in, your ROI is gonna be the same amount of days. So the more money you want to put in, you know, the more riskier it is. But if you know a strategy like this on how to ROI, if you have enough time, then why not do it? You know, why not go 500? Why not put 1,000? But you have to check the strategy out first. So let's check it out and see what it might be. We put $100 BUSD into here. Of course, they say they're giving you 2% a day down here, which is pretty good. So we start with $100 BUSD times 2% equals $2 per day. So once you bring your money over here, so $2 per day, clear that, 100 divided by 2 is 50. It's going to take you 50 days to ROI with just this right in here. Alright, so we want to cut this time down of the 50 days. So we want to ROI faster. So the only way to ROI faster is to bring this over here to over here. And there's no real clear way of doing this, guys. So you just more so are just saying it's like, okay, how long is it going to take to get a certain amount of this over into here to where it compounds. So every, let's say 5 days or so, because it's going to take you 50 days, you stake or something over here, but you're going to do it every day. So once you get about $10 over in here, which is going to take you 10 days, this is why you have to do the math, guys. I mean, you'll still be gaining and earning a little bit here as it goes along, but I'm going to add that in too. So it's going to take you 10 days to get that over there, and then once you even got $10 over there, times that by 4%, equals, you're earning like 40 cents. Like, so it still takes time to build up. So that 50 days overall, based on my math and like guesstimation, like you may drop the 50 days down to about 35 days compounding over here. It's probably the best you're gonna get from what my calculations were before. And as you can see, like, that depends on this as well too, because this is up to $1.37. So that's how I got the 35 days. So it takes you, like how other YouTubers are saying, basically a month to ROI on average with these. So what do you have to do? You have to make sure that when you get into these, it doesn't do what this one did and crash in like 2 weeks and shit. You know, or I got into this a little bit late, so maybe it took about a good month to crash. So, you know, they're really not worth getting into unless they're gonna last longer than a month. So this one, BUSDMachune 2, a good strategy is to be patient, wait it out. It's only been 11 days. I know that waiting 21 more days or 20 more days to the end of the month to see if this is gonna last longer than the month, and see what happens once this starts to, once they reach this 40K limit per day. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens on this model, because I don't think it's foolproof yet. I think that this helps though. This $100 a day, this slows this down, and it needs like a steady growth. That's the main sustainability, because the game of these is getting in early, because the early investors are getting their cash out from the newer investors. So if you got in this early, the people that are helping you cash out are the people that are coming in now. And you're going to continue, and those people that are coming in now, in a few weeks, they're going to want more newer investors, because they're going to want to cash out too. And if there's no newer investors, eventually all of them newer investors won't be able to cash out, if that makes sense. So the investors behind you won't be able to cash out because there's no newer investors behind them. So you need constantly newer investors behind you and playing this and keeping this game going. There constantly does need to be newer investors each week. So that's the name of the strategy, guys. Go check them out for yourself. Get out of BUSDMachine 1, gradually stack your tokens, save your BUSD. BUSDMachine version 2. Yeah, I mean, would I get into this? Not right now. I'd wait for Duck Network Part 2 or FireBUSD Part 2. Get out of this one soon, guys. It seems to jam up. You know, got 5 hours left. This has been increasing each day. Yesterday this reached like 22,000. It's gradually increasing. So each day, I'm guessing in about a week, is going to be at 40K. So start to get your funds out gradually, unstake FireBUSD. You guys got a little bit longer, not to keep repeating myself on this, but you're only at 31 cents, so nobody's cashing out really just yet. You know, everybody wants to wait till it gets to at least $1 so you can ROI properly. And it's good when these ones flow slow like this, because I like the fact that it's going this slow, because once it is time to cash out, you've already ROI'd in, you know, basically FireBUSD earned. So you're just basically waiting for this to hit $1. By the time this hits $1 in like a couple more weeks, you'll probably have like 200 in here. Like, you'll have enough to where you'll ROI properly. But then again, maybe that will backfire, and maybe there will be a lot of people that are sitting and waiting for it to reach $1. And then once it does time to hit, the cash out just jams up like crazy. You know, on the sell part, the cash out, like, look at, nobody's even sold today because everybody's waiting. Like, the cash out's gonna be probably ridiculous. So yeah, guys, wait for version 2. Be careful if you're getting into this. I know I said you could probably still get into this today or tomorrow, and that's probably the most, but yeah, it's risky, because like, it looks like everybody's waiting. And look how much they have in here staked. Let's see their smart contract. Yeah, they got a good $250,000. You know, and you can copy this, go over to Pancake Swap, paste, import, add it. You know, theirs fails for some reason on Pancake Swap, but you can still go to your MetaMask, go down to import token, paste. Here's your FireBUSD token decimal 18, import token. Back to your account assets, you got FireBUSD in there. And that's my strategy. Guys, be cautious. Don't put any money into these that you're not willing to lose. Use and lose. And this is not financial advice at all. And I ain't tell you guys to get in any of this. For real. That's just between me and you. And personally, like, one tip to these companies is I would make that referral program. I would work on a referral program. Adjustments with that. Stop giving out so much. You know, you don't have to make this as high as $100 though. I think that should just be maybe 50. Go back to that and maybe limit this right here. Maybe drop this to 50. Because you don't want, the part of the problem is too, I'm giving away too many details. Yeah, contact me BUSDMachune, contact me Duck Network, contact me FireBUSD. I can't give away all my tips, but see you guys next time. Peace.